Hello, my name is Todd Childers, and today I'm going to be giving you a speech that I've titled The $19 Billion Game. The purpose of this speech is to persuade you that college athletes should be paid, and there are efforts that we can do to help support them. College athletes and their working efforts bring a lot of money into the NCAA, and the college athletes get nothing in return. I have a question for you. Have you ever been to an NCAA or SEC football game? If you have, you've probably heard hundreds of thousands of people screaming at the top of their lungs with their faces painted because they love their sport so much that they come to watch. Everyone's focused on the field at these games, watching rising stars play for their beloved teams. These athletes that are playing are gaining traction for their efforts on the field. Under the lights, these athletes are starting their careers, becoming idols and celebrities to thousands of fans across the whole nation. They play games on the world's most well-known sports network, ESPN. Kids look up to these players, watching them, wanting to be like them one day. They start training like them. They start eating like them because they want to be like these players and play on the stages that these players are playing on. What if I told you that these players that everyone looks up to are being wronged by the same programs that give them their opportunity to play? Today, I would like to talk to you about the lack of athletes getting paid in college and what we can do to help support them get the money they deserve. I have looked at various websites, articles, journals, and magazines to get information on this topic. During this, I have learned how important it is for these athletes to get the money they deserve and what we can do to help them. Today, I hope to inform you about the issue college athletes lack, which is endorsement, and I encourage you to help prevent this issue. I hope to encourage you to support athletes to get what's rightfully theirs. First, I would like to discuss the need to pay student athletes. With no payments, it's hurting the athletes financially by letting others pocket money from their hard work. According to the New York Times, over 90% of all NCAA income comes from March Madness, whether it be the television broadcast, money from ticket sales, gambling, and merch spent by fans, and it's not even given back to the athletes. Here I have a chart that shows this. In 2019, the NCAA made $943.7 million, and $775 million of that came from March Madness. The money that is collected is being given to others. The president of the NCAA has a yearly income of $4 million, and all he does is sit in an office. This can be compared to Duke University's men's basketball team. Most people know Duke has one of the best men's basketball programs in the nation, and in 2015, they won the national championship. According to Duke that year, the team received $33.7 million from the NCAA tournament, and over 18% of that went to their coach. This is a very high percentage compared to most professional coaches who only make about 5% of the team's yearly revenue. This is unfair to the athletes when the coaches get all the money. The lack of payment to athletes is not only hurting them, it's also hurting their personal image. According to the New York Times article, Payday for College Athletes, written by Joe Bubar, the NCAA will not let students get paid by their school or make money of who they are. These athletes aren't even getting the money from the jerseys that have their last name on them. Playing for the industry does help these players get known. They become professional celebrities, and people from their hometown make them local celebrities. The status of these athletes not only bring money to the NCAA, but also brings new fans. So the NCAA is also gaining traction because of these athletes, but the athletes are getting nothing in return. It is likely that you know someone personally that is being affected by the NCAA rules. Every time you go to a game or walk by a college, you see someone who this rule is probably affecting. We now know that there's a problem, but now let's talk about the solution to the problem. Some solutions have been established, but you can help make them more widely implemented, meaning there are some schools that have started paying their athletes, but not every school does yet. If you attend games and buy merchandise of the players at schools that do allow their students to get paid, you are helping support these athletes. This money helps support the athletes because it goes directly to them and doesn't go to another person first. Here I have a picture of former Tennessee quarterback Nico Anomaliava. If you know me, you know I love Tennessee football, and this is a great representation because Nico got paid $4 million to play football at Tennessee. Think about all that money that could have went to a coach or someone else, but since Tennessee is paying him, he got that money to his pocket. Some of you may still have doubts about athletes being paid. You may think, well, these athletes go to college, they know what path they were choosing when they signed up for this. This is true, but some athletes are unable to continue their careers because they need money to provide for their families. Not every athlete has all kinds of money that they can just spend on school. Some athletes also cannot afford college, even with the help of athletic scholarship. In a survey conducted by Gallup, it was found that in 2019, 41% of college athletes had on average of $20,000 of student debt by the time they graduated. These athletes have so much time to put in at school while they're studying, practice, and games that they have no time to get a job and make money to help pay for their schooling, so they have to take out loans. Now that you know both the problem and the solution, I would now like you to imagine what good would come from paying these athletes. There are positive rewards that come from paying the athletes. Athletes and their families get out of terrible home situations because they don't have to worry about it because they're making money. More athletes will also have the opportunity to go professional because they would not have to drop out of school because they have to get jobs. In conclusion, I've explained why athletes should be paid. Every game, practice, team weightlift, or bus ride, there are various athletes that are not being paid. And they have put in so much hard work that brings these major organizations millions. I urge you to go to games and support these athletes. Go buy merchandise. Buy the jerseys with their last names on them because it helps them. Think of all the athletes that work so hard for their school teams and put on all this work and they get nothing in return because of greedy people in office buildings. Again, my name is Ty Childers, and this is my persuasive speech on why I think college athletes should be paid. Thank you.